Hey, I'm Brad from Fix This Build That. Today I'm going to show you how to make a wooden doormat out of some inexpensive 2x2 material and some sisal rope. It's going to be awesome.
The wooden doormat's made from 2x2 pressure treated ballusters. These are 3 feet long, so you can get 3 main sections and 2 of the smaller sections out of each piece. Because I was using pressure treated wood, I want to make sure I cut it outside because you really don't want that dust flying around in your shop. So I wheeled out the mobile miter saw stand, set it up. If you want plans for that, click up in the top right and you can see my blog post on that. I started off by making the cuts for the long pieces, and those are 9 3/4 of an inch long. I had to cut 30 of them, but using a stop block on the miter saw stand makes short work of it. After I got done cutting the long pieces, I need to cut 12 short pieces that'll be 3 inches long. To do this, I needed to adjust the stop block on the miter saw stand. I just used screws from the back and moved it in so that it could reach to the 3 inches. You'll see I'm using a scrap piece of wood to hold down the short pieces. You want to keep your fingers away from the blade here on such a short cut. Now that I was done with the cutting, I needed to drill holes. I made a jig out of some 3/4 inch scrap plywood. It's just 2 pieces held at a right angle on a base that I can clamp down to my drill press. This way I can put the pieces into the corner and know that I'm drilling the hole in the same location every time. I'm using a 7/16 inch drill bit. This will allow for a little bit of play with a 3/8 inch sisal rope. I positioned the jig to make the hole 3/4 inches from the side and 1.5 inches from the end. Then I just put the pieces into the jig, drill through the hole, and go on to the next piece. For the longer pieces, I drilled and flipped the board end for end to drill the next hole. When you're doing this, make sure that you keep the same face registered against the jig. That'll keep consistent spacing if you're off just a little bit, or if the piece is not really true 1.5 inches, which mine weren't. Make sure you clear the chips that are coming off of the drill bit. If you don't do this, you might get one caught in between the fence and it's going to make your hole a little bit off center. I continued drilling all the holes, and after I was done, I had a big old stack of long pieces, all with holes in them. After getting all the holes drilled, I took the oscillating spindle sander outside on the cart. I went ahead and eased all the edges of the work pieces.
Alright, I got everything sanded up. We got all the nice smooth edges on here, so it's going to work out great. Now I'm going to go back here, do some staining. I'm going to put some sealer on there, some bare transparent to make sure it's waterproof because it's going to be outside, so it'll be awesome. I'm going to put my Bluetooth headphones on, jam out, and do some staining.
I went through and stained all 42 pieces. That was long and tedious. And sometimes, when you're listening to Def Leppard and you got something that looks like a microphone, stuff happens.
Step inside, walk this way, you want me, baby, hey, hey, hey! Whew, that was a lot of staining. But I'm done, we're ready to assemble. Just let it dry. Wait a minute, I gotta do one more coat. What are you gonna do? Alright, I just got through putting 2 coats of stain protectant on these, and now I'm going to run the rope through them. You want to make sure that all the holes are pointing in the right direction, so go through and make sure if you look through you can see everything, because when you drill it might be a little bit off center, so you want to flip them as you need to. I'm going to take this rope, put some electrical tape on the end to help with the threading. So I'm going to wrap this around here just to make it a little bit easier to feed through.
Now you'll begin threading the rope through the different pieces. You'll start with a short piece and then go to a long piece and then alternate back and forth. There's 6 short pieces and 6 long pieces in the first row. Make sure you alternate back and forth between each one.
Whoops. Alright, don't do that. I'll do this again. Alright, there it is. Well, this is the start of it. So you're going to start with a small one, you're going to alternate, and end with a large one. So I'm going to string these through, show you how it looks. All right, now you get a feel for how this is going to look. I'm just going to alternate these, or I'm just going to repeat that pattern. There's going to be a front rope piece here. It's going to come through, wrap through 2 more times, and come out the back as well. So you're going to have 3 pieces in the front when you're done, 2 long pieces in the middle, and 2 short sides on the end. It's going to look pretty sweet. All right, there you have it. You got the whole mat laid out. I'm just going to tie some knots on the end of this to make sure that they don't pull through. I'm going to tighten everything up, and I'm going to call it good. We're all buttoned up. Just going to trim these, and you've got yourself a nice looking wooden doormat that is going to be easy for anybody to make. All you need is a handsaw and a drill. You can make this exact same thing. Great starter project. I hope you liked it.
If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up, and I'd love to have you subscribe. And until next time, get out there and build something awesome.